Welcome to the Back to Back podcast with me, Nick, and Paddy. This is our first interview of the day. Who are we with? Harry from
it's me.
40 Clothing.
Hi there.
How you doing, mate?
I'm good, pal. How are you?
Yeah, we were having a wee chat last night, weren't we?
Yes. We were getting a bit deep last night, brother, weren't we?
So
I was like a pure love-in last night, man. Absolutely, it was phenomenal.
We're here in Playground on Saturday.
Yes.
And we're in the VIP area where you're hosting, aren't you?
Aye, mate. It's been honestly the guys for Playground, Ashley, Brian, and Ricky. They've been absolutely amazing. They couldn't have made this any better. It's probably the best setup VIP we've ever been involved with, and it's just been great, mate. But you know, it's been amazing about it as well. It's like you see people at all the festivals, but they're actually here working again, and it's like, I know it's a bit cliched just now, but it's just amazing to see people that share that same love and interest with you again, isn't it? It's just like that. All right, guys, how are you? Yeah. And you're actually like, man, so fucking good to see us. Good to see you.
I know, mate. Honestly,
can I just say, by the way, I actually sound like Scooby-Doo going through puberty because I was absolutely howling yesterday, and I'm on my way.
Your voice just got in that taxi.
Oh man, we nearly kidnapped Nick last night.
Oh yeah, I fucking almost forgot my laptop. Well, I lost my phone. I had my laptop.
I'm going to drop him off in a gas scheme somewhere.
So talk to us about the brand 40. Tell us about the origins of that and how you've got to today.
Well, again, actually, can I talk about the Playground Festival being a family friendly festival? My son's actually here today as well, and we actually started. My son drew the monster when he was 3 years old. I posted it on Facebook, and I get one like and one comment from my pal Peter, who actually designed a very famous energy drink logo. You could probably fill in the gap for legal reasons. I'm not allowed to say.
For legal reasons.
He did. I got one like one comment from Peter saying that would make an amazing T-shirt. But I've been in retail for years. That, you know, it's like I worked with Cruise. I was a buyer for Cruise for a long time as well, pal. Yeah. And you know, I've always been fascinated by, you know, the psychology and the culture aspect of clothing as well, and about why people wear certain things and associated with certain groups. You look at, you know, back in the 90s where, you know, Stone Island was it was just uniform for football, you know. And again, like, I went to football for years and stuff like that as well. So always, and then even like when I started getting into the club scene and stuff like that as well, you know, and looking at how the kind of dress code was for there, you know, even when I was kind of starting to get, it was like Magical Casino, it was like, so it's always fascinated me. So I've always had that thing about really wanting to do my own thing. So when Peter had sent me that message back, it kind of planted a wee scene, and I'm going, I wonder. So I got together with Peter and we started, and it was just amazing. Like, see when Peter had, he just wrote the word 40, and I was just like, man, this is it. This is fucking it. This is it. That's it. So what we did as well was we had our own pop-up. It was in a place called Wee Guys Cafe in Glasgow. And again, we get no expectation. I think we talked about this last night as well. See, when you love what you do, you get no ego to it. You know, because you're always a student of what you do. You're always learning. And with no expectations, because, you know, you've not got a crystal ball. You don't know how things are going to work out. So when you design something, or even though you love it, you know, you still don't know how people are going to react to it. So we designed we put together a wee collection. We never designed it. We just really making clobber for ourselves. And then we had a pop-up, and we nearly sold out our garments, and we're going, what the fuck's actually happened here? And you know, that way it was like, I actually couldn't sleep after that, because I was going, well, hold on a minute, we've sold, folk went, my God. So I worked with Cruise for 20 years, and I was given an ultimatum to say it's either the T-shirts or Cruise, and I went, fuck it. So we started in the basement of a hairdresser's with no heating and no fitting rooms, with a disco light, trying to sell T-shirts in January, shite myself. But again, that was a driving force for me. I was like, I thought, do you know what? I've asked for this. I've actually asked for this. So I'm not going to then go, oh no, you know, stop looking at the negatives. Like, talk about
like, going back, like you've obviously saying that you had a lot of inspiration from like the 90s, that kind of era.
Yeah.
Is that, would you say that goes into your kind of design now?
Well, you know, Paddy, you know, it's actually something we say is inspiration all around us, right? And that's been a tagline for us from the beginning, because you know. It's like everything moves on, but you know, you think you're always pulling your inspiration. I DJ'd in the, you know, in the 90s and the 2000s. That was my kind of really my heyday.
Yeah.
And again, I've been very grateful, Big Ricky, for colours. You know, I've known Big Ricky for a long time. You know, Big Man gave me a shot in the Archies, and you know, like we've been doing like other things. But again, you know, it's like we use loads of, and I think, but it's what's really important is we know we've got an amazing team running about us. You know, part of the 40 family. So, likes it. Ailey, who's designing with us now as well. You know, she's what you need is you need youth. You need that always on about you to go, man. And again, it's like what she brings is she brings that really, really amazing eye. So again, you're always going, that's phenomenal. So we use loads of different inspirations, Paddy. It's not just about, you know, where we've come from and what was.
Yeah, and what was your strategy with, you know, you said you sold out those garments. How what was your strategy in selling those? Like, how, you know, did you
just went fucking buy my clubber? No, again, mate, we didn't have a strategy. That was the thing, you know. It's like when we started this.
But how did you get you must have got your name out there somehow.
I suppose I'd built up. Again, we're back to the cruise days, right? And cruise wasn't about selling clobber to punters. It was selling. It wasn't even selling. It was talking about how much you loved garments to the person who loved garments. Yeah. So that person walking through the door was the same person. We talked about this last night as well. But no matter what it's music,
we talked about it a lot last night.
We talked. I think we fitted into a 9-hour conversation in 2.5 hours.
Condense it down.
Right, okay. I've got 2.5 hours. Right, let's get a fan a 9-hour conversation. So again, it was like, you know, when we started the business, we didn't have a business plan. Yeah. We didn't have a demographic in mind, because again, it was just that whole rawness of, I just wanted to. We tell stories through clobber, and we're like, that's all we wanted to do. So the fact that like we sold through that night, and we're going, right, what do we do next? Well, the next thing we do is, look, we go for it. And me and Peter were just going, this is mad. You know, the what if. I always say there's no such thing as what if. It's only how do we. But it was like that, what if this could work? So let's actually do it. And then again, for us, we're still so eternally grateful. You hear that all the time, but it's so true about actually being able to do what we love every single day. Yeah. And honestly, like we don't even go, all right, we're a success, because I think when you say that, that's when you're not. You know, again, back to that, not having an ego, you've got to always be looking to see how you progress and how you make it better all the time, pal. Again, it's probably the same as what's happened with you boys. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? He's like went, boom, and then went, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, like, we still don't know what we're doing, you know?
I'll just tell you, buddy, Nick, nobody ever fucking knows what they're doing, mate. We just make it up as we go along,
it's crept up on us quick. But I mean, what would be your biggest advice to, like, you know, we've got a lot of mates that are doing clothing brands as well. Like,
do what you love. I know you maybe hear that from a lot, but it's actually, I think the older I'm getting now, you actually realise that a lot of these cliches are actually just nuggets of knowledge. Yeah. You're just on the right part of your life to actually really put into action. Yeah. So I would say anybody who really wants to do their own thing, then just make sure that the reason we actually even called the brand 40 was because when I turned 40, you almost like you come to a part of your life where you stop looking to people for affirmation. You stop looking to say to somebody asking if it's all right. Listen, everybody's got their peers. You're always going to have your peers about what that person thinks that you admire. But we actually just got to a point where we're saying, well, yeah, I like it. Yeah. And that I think that's the difference, mate. But younger, pal, that was, you don't have that sort of frame of mind. I think you're always worried what folk are thinking about you because you put yourself out there. But when you get that wee bit older, you start to go, I don't really fucking care, but in the right manner. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And talk to us about, you know, we're a music podcast. Do you like your music? You know, is a certain big DJ?
Names happening here.
Yeah, you told me last night. Another one.
Oh, let's drop a name here. Carl Cox.
Carl Cox, everybody.
Carl Cox. I'm no Carl Cox.
He's actually in Glasgow this weekend.
Yes, mate.
Are we going down tomorrow?
Yes, mate. I plan to finish in here really drunk.
We'll
Carl Cox.
We'll come down.
Aye, mate. Aye, absolutely, boys.
Yeah, we'll definitely. Top.
Right, okay. Right. So I was very fortunate again. I knew the guys for Digital Groove Records, and they used to do El Salon in Space in Ibiza. Right. So the boys asked me to come and play, and I was like, of course. So what we did is when we started, we again, because of the clubbing and the DJing background for myself and the music aspect, you know, when we design products, you know, there's always an element of, you know, that club aspect. So we did a thing called phosphorescent, which is glow in the dark, but as soon as UV hits it, it explodes. So right, what we'll do is we'll do a phosphorescent print, just in the Monster, a classic Bryce Monster, which is named after my son. And we'll go and we'll just hand them it, you know, same again, just again no expectations, you know. You know, if you like it, you like it. You don't. You know, that's all right. Yeah. So I don't know if you were in Space and it had the bit round the DJ box, so you couldn't get up anywhere near Carol. but we Derek kind of knew his sound tech, so we went up with a t-shirt for his sound tech, and then one for Big Carol. And again, you know, you're like, he's never wearing that. He's never wearing that. So a wee pal of mine, Stephen McGlinchey, had messaged me to say, that's some advertising. And I'm like, what? He's like, have you seen this? So he sent me a picture of Carl Cox in Cafe Mambo with Annie Mac like pointing to him, but she's pointing to the t-shirt. And I nearly fell off the flare. I was like, oh my. But what had actually happened is like the big man had got his t-shirt, went home, and obviously at that point it's like 9 o'clock in the morning in Ibiza, so he's got blackout curtains, and he's pulled the t-shirt out of the bag and it's glow in the dark, and he's put it on and he's liked it. So he's got his manager Lynn Cosgrave to get in contact with us to say, listen, would you mind getting Carol some more t-shirts? And I'm like to myself, right, how am I going to play this, right? So instead of sending a big man loads, I sent him 2 t-shirts. So then Lynn's get back in contact with us again saying, can you send him more? So I sent him another 2.
You're teasing him.
Keep him hungry. Teasing him. See them mean, keep them keen.
So me, Nick and I actually have 2 of your t-shirts on just now.
Yes.
Wait, what's the inspiration
right,
behind these? Talk to us.
So again, right.
Well, let's get
right,
them up
so
too.
there you go. So I don't know if you can actually see that, right? So see the wee signature at the end there? It says Dal's demise, right? So, come on, big man. Oh! Right, or his nipple at Dal's demise. That's like so basically, these are the collaboration t-shirts we've done with Playground. So we wanted to represent the eras of music that's through the festival. So the Dal's demise one was actually, so it says Suck Disco on that, right? So there was a guy called Steve Dahl who was a DJ in the 70s, and he basically a racist. He tried to destroy black disco music. So he did a thing in a big massive stadium. It was about destroy disco and Disco 6. So they burnt the records. So basically he tried to do this, but you know, there was no way that was going to flourish, because even how the disco scene and the house music scene, it was always about inclusivity. It was always about diversity, you know, from the gay scene, you know, and how that developed. And basically, you know, it was almost like black gay music, you know, and it's almost like homophobic, racist. Yeah. That was never going to survive. So Suck Disco is about turning it over and saying disco sucks. Suck Disco, and it's Dal's demise, because, excuse my language, but fuck you, Steve.
Fuck off.
Fuck you. So 90s was my playground, because it was. And obviously the smiley face, and do you know what?
I was born in the 90s.
I'm not telling you when I was born. See, when you have to scroll down, it doesn't go down far enough.
But we should probably do a collab. We spoke about it off air.
Well, listen, I'd be absolutely delighted, guys. I think, you know, boys, I'm not just saying it. It's like we just said earlier, when you meet people who love what they do just as much as you do, you know, there's no egos. It's just a dead easy connection.
Yeah.
And we kind of what we've done is, like, we've always said this: we never work with anybody that we don't have a connection with and get on well with, because it's never about business for us, ever. See, if it becomes business, it's fucked, right? And that's the truth. And it's never been about that. You have to learn business. Yeah. And that's one thing I kind of struggled with a wee bit, was actually because I never had planned to be a managing director. I never planned the brand to develop how it's been, which we're eternally grateful for. But again, at the same point, there's certain things that's got to present itself to you that you have to learn. So can I just, live here just there, we'll make it exclusive. We are doing a collab with the B2B boys.
Yes.
Come on!
That's gonna sell out. That's gonna fucking sell out.
By the way, I don't normally sound like this. I'm normally a couple of octaves under.
And to finish off, what's your plans? What's in
do you know what?
Future plans for
Future
the next
plans
6
is
months.
just to fucking live life.
Fucking live it up.
Live it up, brother. And that's the thing, you know, it's like, you know, you can plan as much as you think you can plan, right? But again, I think we've said, there was a wee thing I seen the other day there again, which I actually really liked. It was a bit cheesy, but it's very, very relevant. It's like, don't keep anything for a special occasion, because everyone's a special occasion because of what we could come through. And that's why I'm saying, it's like you'll see big smiling faces and just actually just delighted to be
My
here.
jaw was sore yesterday for just laughing too much. We were just fucking pissing ourselves last night.
I'm dead funny, by the way. Like, really funny. You're not just funny looking either.
Sandwich.
Oh, by the way, can I just say the original Sambas, which are actually an absolute icon, man. We were calling these Hiroshima trainers last night because they survived the Hiroshima bomb. Honestly, man, it was actually
Enola Gay.
Big man's put out some volcanoes with these as well.
Let's say Harry's been an absolute pleasure.
Gentlemen, Oh! He's a cuddle. Hey!
I'm around you. Well, we'll come.
We love the B2B boys.
Let's go. Well, we'll be coming around as well, and then we'll.
Boys, honestly, can't say thanks enough, chaps. Amazing, mate. Honestly. Sure. Hey!